Hey everybody, it's Nick with the RVing Tradesman. We're back doing a tailgate talk today. Today we're inside the Sonic, and the reason we're inside the Sonic is because today's topic is camping with pets. More specifically, it's going to be dogs because we don't take our cats camping with us, and it's just too hot for me to put them on the tailgate of the truck. It just wouldn't be really nice or fair to them. So we're going to go get the dogs and get a couple other things, and we'll come right back. Okay guys, so like I said, today's video is on camping with pets, and Z is already checked out of the video. But today, I'm just going to go over some tips, some things that we do with our dogs when we go camping. I can't really give you any tips or tricks or anything for iguanas or parakeets or anything exotic because I don't have any kind of animals like that. But you'll notice Django has his nice fancy safety sweater on. This was made by one of our viewers, Amanda. She crocheted up or knitted it, or I don't know what the proper term is, but she did something with it that I can't do. And she sent it down to us. Z has one as well. He didn't want to wear his. It's a little warm. Get out of my face. Django's is actually reflective, which is very helpful with him being a black lab. He can be hard to see at nighttime, especially considering we take walks, typically in the evening. Let them out, let them go to the bathroom before we go to bed, so we can drop this on him, and he's easily visible for, I don't know, with all the bright colors on it, I'd say at least a couple of miles. But onto some more specific things that we do with them. Whenever we are traveling, we always have this folder, this little blue folder here, with all of their vaccination records, and there's some other records in here that we keep, and anytime they go to the vet and they get another rabies shot or anything like that, it gets a copy made and put into this folder just in case anything ever happens when we're out on the road, or they try and eat some unruly kid that's wandered into the camp and is trying to feed them marshmallows or something. So always a good thing to have with you. You don't want to be on a holiday weekend trying to call your vet's office or your usual vet's office and get information out of them only to find out that they're closed and you can't get it, and you've got some kind of catastrophic event going on where you need it right now. Obviously, we always carry leashes with us. We do have one spare leash in the camper that stays in there all the time, just in case one ever breaks or something like that when we're out camping. I'm a firm believer in 2 is 1, 1 is none. So 3, that's right for me. So we have 2 dogs, that's 2 leashes, 1 extra makes 3. So always carry an extra of stuff. Another thing, our dogs use training collars. They're really handy to have. They are not shock collars. I've actually used them on myself to make sure that it wasn't going to be anything painful or anything like that. These were recommended to us by the people that helped us train Django. And even if you set it to its absolute highest setting, it's mildly uncomfortable. But one thing about this particular one, is they do have a light that you can turn on, which is also helpful at nighttime because Django's black. I can't keep driving that same point home. I don't know. Obviously, you carry food and water and things like that. I will make a couple of quick points on food and water. When we first got the camper, we had tried putting cans of wet food in the camper and keeping them in the camper, just because we were thinking it was one less thing that we would have to take in and out every time, have to try to remember and stuff like that. And what we found is the wet food upset their stomachs. Our dogs typically eat dry food. It's alright. You're okay. Our dogs typically eat dry food when they're at home, and if you change food like that on them, you risk upsetting their stomach. So what we do now is we'll just take a big Ziploc gallon bag and we'll put as much food as we need in it for the trip that we're taking. And it just works out better that way. With water, we will give them bottled water, just because, for the same reason as food, really. Water from different sources can have different things in it that they may not be used to, and you just don't want to be stuck in a trailer on a rainy weekend with a dog with an upset stomach. So it just makes things a little easier, keeps things streamlined for us. We carry tons of flashlights for reasons more than just walking the dogs, but even just one of these little cheapo Harbor Freight flashlights is good to have lying around. Keep it with your dog leash, so that you can put the leash on the dog, grab the flashlight, go out, and have your evening walk. Again, it's something I've said in previous videos, but the further away that you can be seen, the safer you are. You don't want to get run over. Walking your dog, that's never a fun time. You don't want to get run over just in general, but walking your dog is just like adding insult to injury. The last thing that we really carry with us is we do carry one of these backpacks, and what you can do with these, a little doggy backpack, it goes on kind of like a harness does, and you can put water in the zipper pockets. They have nice deep pockets, and what we'll do is if we have one that is just unruly and has way too much energy, typically the little one, you put a couple of water bottles in here and you take them for a walk, and the water adds weight and it tires them out a little bit. And this is also nice too, because we'll put all of their things that we keep inside the house in here. We'll drop it in here and take it out to the camper. When we're done, all the stuff is in here. We carry it right back inside. It's one nice, neat, compact package. Makes life easier. Okay. But we do keep dishes in the camper all the time. There's 2 food dishes and a water dish. They stay in there. We keep toys. We have a couple of tennis balls, some chew toys, some rawhides, things like that. They stay in the camper pretty much year round. If you don't know what a rawhide is, it's like dried animal skin basically that they chew on. And those are okay to leave out. They're pretty stable. They're not going to be affected by temperature or anything like that. I don't think they even really have an expiration date. But we'll keep some of those in there, and I think that's about everything that we keep for them. Now, when you're actually traveling with them, our guys sit in the back seat of the truck. I'll actually fold the seats down. My seats will lay flat, and they'll lay back there. I throw a blanket down for them, and Django travels very well. We've gone on some lengthy trips with him, and he will just lay down back there. He'll take a nap, and he pretty much just waits to see where we're going. Z is the same way, but anytime that we stop, even if it's just for 5 minutes to get gas, we let them out. We get them out, we walk them around, let them go to the bathroom if they have to go to the bathroom, let them stretch their legs, all that good stuff. If your legs, if you're feeling tired of sitting in the car, they're feeling tired of sitting in the car too. You have to understand that dogs are naturally kind of working animals. Okay, sorry about that. Z decided he wanted to come up and sit on the couch, and he had to disrupt the nice system we had. Oh, he's leaving now. Um, but yeah, dogs they don't like to be in the vehicle for that long. Um, most dogs out there are working dogs. Quick history on dogs: they're descendant from wolves. They became domesticated, and people found them to be useful for different tasks. If you take Django for example, he's a black lab. They're used a lot for hunting dogs because they can swim well. So people will hunt waterfowl, and dogs like Django will go out into the water and retrieve the ducks or the geese or whatever it is that people shoot and eat. Um, and I don't have anything against hunting. If you want to hunt, that's perfectly okay. It's just not my cup of tea. So that's why I don't really know what type of waterfowl you shoot. But the black labs are also used a lot for search and rescue dogs because they have a very keen, very powerful nose. So he's bred to work. He's bred to perform tasks and be out doing stuff for 8, 10, 12 hours. German Shepherds were originally bred to do just that. They're designed to be a shepherd. They're designed to protect the flock from other animals that would want to eat the flock. So they are, their mindset is for you to let them out into a pasture and they patrol, 20, 30 acres of pasture and come back at the end of the night when they're tired and hungry. So, just keep that in mind if they start to get restless in the back of the car, that it's just their natural instincts are not to sit in one place for very long. One other thing that we have learned while camping with these two guys, I always like to use. Somebody asked me one day, quick sidebar, why I always tell all these different stories when I'm doing these videos, and the reason for that is the best way to learn is through personal experience, and that's how I've learned a lot of things. So it puts it into context as to why I do certain things the way that I do them. So here's the story as to why we do not let the two dogs out at the same time if me and Monica are not both out there together. Yeah, I know, it's terrible. Okay, yeah, I know. We're almost done. Please put your nose down. Thank you. So we got Z from a we got Z in Wilmington, and we were down visiting some friends. We adopted him, brought him back to Charlotte, and about almost a year later, almost exactly a year later, we went back to Wilmington to visit the same friends. And when we were down there, one night, in the middle of the night, the dogs needed to go out. Monica got up to let the two dogs out, and Z decided that he was going to go chase after some unknown animal that had decided it was going to sit out in front of our camper. So at 3 in the morning, this now became a big game of hide and seek, where we look for Z with flashlights and run around the entire campground and try and find him, while he sits back at the camper because evidently he had made a big circle out of the campground and was just sitting out in front of the camper watching us run around like idiots. So that spawned a new rule, if you will, if you have to put a term to it, that when the dogs go out, they either go out one at a time if both of us aren't available to go out, or we take them out together, basically one dog to one person, because even though Z is tiny, he's quite strong. But other than that, I really don't have any other tips for you. If you do travel with an iguana, I would like to know what is required for that. Not that I'm looking for an iguana, but I would just be interested in it. And as always, if you've got if you've got something that you guys do when you take your dogs or cats or whatever it is, drop it in the comments. If there's something that I do that you do differently, then that's okay too. You can put that in there. I'm always willing to learn or expand upon or tweak whatever it is that I do. And like the video, share the videos, subscribe to the channel. I know we're up to about 600 subscribers now. That's all you guys doing that stuff. I don't really advertise this in a way that builds me a whole lot of subscribers, so that's really all you guys, and that's really the reason why we do it, because otherwise me and Monica are just out here talking into the internet. So thank you for that, and as always, stay safe out there, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.